I made a mistake and No, I'm not gonna say that. Hello, I'm Barbara, welcome to my channel. I'm a Belgian author living in Portugal. Great, this is a great start. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm a traditionally published author of thrillers. I am originally from Belgium, but I live in Portugal now, and I wrote this thriller alone, which has been published in English as well, and Road Trip to Nowhere, which will be published in English in May, I think, 2024. I also just finished my third thriller. The Dutch title is KOUD, which means cold in English, and this one will be released next month, October, yay! So, welcome to this channel. I've been away for a while, and this is actually an introduction to an introduction because I already started filming a vlog and then I realized a day later that I didn't do an introduction. So, let's go back to yesterday. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You will have to deal with a lot of this. Or not. Up to you. I'm back. I know I said this last time and this was 4 months ago, so don't believe a word I say, but I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. I decided to make some changes. I was trying to make videos that were like really cozy and had a cool vibe. But you know, I'm a writer, that's what I do. I'm not so talented at making nice looking videos and editing and stuff like that. It takes me a lot of time to do that, and that's time that I would want to spend writing, you know. So I decided to skip all of that and to just bring you along on my writing vlogs, and if I have coffee, I have coffee. If I don't, I don't. Like, for example, this one is now empty. I just don't think it's so interesting for you guys to watch me making a cup of coffee. There are other creators who are really good at that, at giving that cozy vibe. I love watching those videos too. But still, I want to make videos because I want to take you along on my writing journey. I want to take you along with me. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to stick to making these writing vlogs. I completely understand if you don't want to watch me writing my books. But if you do, well, welcome to my channel, version 2.0. So let me start by giving you an update on all the stuff that happened during this summer. I didn't take a holiday. I had so much work to do, but still I could enjoy being outside and hanging with my family. Everyone in my family celebrated their birthdays this summer. My son, my daughter, my husband, my mother-in-law, myself, we all celebrated our birthdays, so that was really fun. But like I said, I worked a lot. What did I work on? Well, first of all, my first English novel came out in the US. This one, Alone. This is the English edition of my debut thriller. It came out in the US on July 13th. It's available in like physical copy, e-book, audiobook, etc. It came out through a traditional publisher, a small publishing house. I had some issues getting my copies delivered to my place here in Portugal. This was a bit of a mess, so I'm very happy that I have them now. Alone is about a young pregnant woman who is being stalked by a man she has known since she was a small child, and at some point she gets kidnapped by him. It's a story that's based on a personal experience of mine with a stalker, which I'm not gonna elaborate on. You have to read the book to find out, but it's very close to my heart, so I'm very happy that it's now available in English. You can find it on Amazon, through Barnes & Noble, Audible, wherever you like to buy your books or your audiobooks or whatever. I will link to all the different options in the description below, and if you have any questions about the book, or if you've read it, please reach out to me, let me know. Oh yeah, I also should mention maybe that the average rating on Goodreads for Alone is a 4.1, which is awesome. But also, if you have Storygraph instead of Goodreads, or if you have both, you have the option on Storygraph right now until October 19th to enter the giveaway for Alone, to receive a free copy of the ebook. So if that's interesting to you, link is in the description. I also finally finished KOUD, English title KOUD, which is my latest thriller. So this is the project I've been showing you. This project. This has been like a horror to me to work on this book, because of my own personal mental state. It was really hard to finish it. It took me so long. I already told you this in a previous video, that it took me at least double the time of my other books to finish this one. It's the sequel to Alone. I totally, completely love the cover, which I'll show you here. I mean, I just love it. The ice cube, the ants in it, on it. I am completely in love with it. And I'll be traveling from Portugal to Belgium for the book release. I'm going to do some book signing. We'll have a little party, a little release party with some nice drinks and stuff. I'm also running a pre-order on the book, so if you speak Dutch and if you would like to have a signed copy of KOUD, then please find the information in the link in the description. You will receive the first 5 chapters of the book immediately. You can download them immediately, so you can already start reading them before the book gets out. I've also made a playlist on Apple Music and on Spotify that you can listen to. I am a huge music lover. I'm into alternative rock music, so sorry if every song on the soundtrack is horrible for you, but that's the music that I love, and that's the music that belongs with the book. So, and also if you order the pre-order box, you will get some goodies and stuff that all have a link with the book, and they are really cool. So yeah, cool gadgets. I also proofread the French translation of Alone, which is very exciting, because Alone will be released in France or in French-speaking countries in the spring of 2024, so that's something to look forward to. It was not so easy to proofread it in French, but I'm really happy that I did, because there's always stuff, there's always misinterpretations or things that can be interpreted in different ways in books. So I'm really happy that I did, because I could filter out some minor mistakes that won't be in the French book now, so that's also great. Today, by the way, is September 27th, and I'm working on 2 new projects. One is a novella, and one is a huge project of 120,000 words. That's the goal. I have to finish the first draft by June, and I'm on track for that. And the smaller one, the novella, is something that I'm writing for myself. Well, actually, I'm writing it for you. It's a book that I want to give out for free. But I'm working on these 2 projects simultaneously right now, and the goal is that I keep you posted on them. So vlog style, like I said, I will keep you up to date. So that's the plan. So today is Thursday, the 28th of September. and I had a bad night's sleep. Couldn't sleep, so I'm really tired, and that's okay because I don't have too much to do today, but I already reached my word count for my big project. I have to find a name for it. I think I will call it Project Silence. I had to reach 20,000 words this week, Sunday, so I already reached those yesterday. This means I have some more time to work on my other project, the smaller one, the free project. What shall I call the free project? I'll have to think about it. I'll come back to you about that. But I will be working on that project today. I just took my dog for a walk. When I take my dog for a walk, my cat also joins, so that's interesting.
We were dancing on wild, reckless, it seemed. I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door. I had no reason to complain. I didn't ever.
I also have to write a column, which I'm hoping I will manage today. By the way, I'm drinking plain water, no coffee, because I already had my coffee. The week my newest thriller, the one that I just finished, releases. That's like in the 26th of October is the release date. So in that week I will be featured for a week in a thriller blog, which is quite big. It's called, what's it called? Thrill Zone. Yeah, it's called Thrill Zone. It's a big thriller blog for Dutch-speaking markets. So there will be interviews with me, and I'll be writing some columns that will be published then, and they will talk about my books and stuff, which is cool, which is really nice. But I already finished one column, but I need to write another one, and I'm not sure what I am going to write about. So hopefully I will find out today. Why am I filming when I'm so tired? This is not a good idea. This is not going to end well. Anyway, I'm gonna start working. See you later. Hello again! So I just recorded an entire brilliant video without sound, 15 minutes worth of silent film. So let's do that again. Take two. Okay, I wanted to give you an overview because today is Monday, 2nd of October. I wrote, let me get my glasses. I wrote 683 words on Project Silence. So that's the big one. This week I have to make it till 25,000, by the way, and it's Monday now. So what else did I do? I also worked on the novella, the free one, and I decided I will call this project Out of Control. Can be interpreted in many different ways. Then on Friday I finished that column that I needed to write for Thrill Zone. 578 words in total. The topic, by the way, of the columns, this one was about writing when you're mentally not in a good space. which is what happened to me. This is how I needed to finish my newest thriller. That was very hard, so I wrote a column about that. And the other column I wrote, I already did that in the beginning of the week, is about obsession, because I discovered that obsession is the common theme in all my thrillers. Someone asked me if there was like a common, like a thread or something that they have in common, and at first I was like, no, they're totally different. And then I started thinking about it, and they're not totally different. Well, they are, but there is always this theme of obsession going on. So I wrote a column about that. Also on Friday, I wrote another 1,350 something words for the silence, and I finished a very messy first draft of Out of Control. Something else that I wanted to talk to you about is I'm struggling a bit because I'm from Belgium. I live in Portugal, but I was born and raised in Belgium, and we learn to type on a keyboard with AZERTY keys, which is totally different than QWERTY, which is what most of you guys in the world use. It has something to do with like the most common letters you use in a certain language. Doesn't matter, but anyway, I was already very bad at typing. I cannot type blind. I was improving. I don't type with 2 fingers. I was like improving, because you find your own like way to do it when you type a lot like I do. But now I needed a new laptop, and here in Portugal the system is QWERTY, so now I have a QWERTY laptop, and I am struggling so much. I thought this would be easy. I thought this would take me like maybe a week or 2 to get used to it, but still I'm typing the N instead of the full stop, for example. I'm confusing like M's with W's, and it's a mess. If you guys have tips and tricks for me, maybe I should consider dictation or something, but the idea of dictating is so, I don't know. I'm a romantic maybe at heart, and I want to type. So I don't know. So that's a struggle I wanted to share with you. If you have any tips or tricks, please leave them in the comments below. What did I do today? So I started the week very, very well with a gorgeous beach walk. Before I did anything else, before I had breakfast, and we just took the dog, put him in the car, and drove to the beach, which was lovely. As you can see. And then I started working. I sent out my newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter for my faithful subscribers. If you want to be one of them, then find the link in the description. I wrote another 1,608 words on Project Silence. Let me check the total for you. I am at a total number of 22,974, so almost 23,000, and I have to hit 25,000 this week, which shouldn't be a problem. I recently read some amazing books. First of all, I finished Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which is a sci-fi book, which normally is not my cup of tea. I don't like sci-fi, I don't like fantasy. It's just so you know, I don't like it. But I heard so many good things about Project Hail Mary that I wanted to give it a shot, and it was the book club pick of my book club here in Portugal, so I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. And I must say, I loved it. I really loved it. This is one of those books where you really get drawn into the world of the characters, is my experience at least. I was really looking forward to reading it. I read it on my e-reader, and I only read on my e-reader when I go to bed. So during the day I was really looking forward to going to bed, because then I could meet the characters again, being the protagonist, Dr. Grace, who is an astronaut but not really an astronaut, who ends up in a spaceship on his own in space, and then meets an alien called Rocky. And I think it's just a beautiful tale, very touching. And there were some tech parts that I just honestly, I skimmed through those because I'm not a very techie kind of person, so it doesn't really interest me. I don't really understand it either. There was a lot of math going on, and I'm not a math person. No, not me. No math. So I just skipped those, and then I loved it. I'm curious, this Friday is the book club meeting, and already I see some very diverse opinions, so I'm very interested to see what my fellow readers think of it. So I will let you know in the next video. Another book that I read on audio was How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie, which sounds like a thriller, isn't really a thriller, which is actually a very funny, satirical, feminist essay. Well, no, it's not an essay. It's way too big to be an essay, but it explores a lot of feminist themes and is, yeah, well, maybe most, I don't know, if you're a guy and you read the book, tell me, did you like it or not? Because men are not portrayed very positively in this book, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. The ending was a bit weird. There was a plot twist that I didn't see coming, which I liked. So I loved it. And then another one that I read also as an audiobook was Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. And I loved that book so much, so much, that when I saw it on Saturday, 2 days ago, in our bookstore, they had one copy left of the paperback, and I had to have it because I think I'm going to reread this one. I think this is a book that I will be annotating, and I don't annotate, so that says something. The reason I like this book so much is by the way, there's a lot of controversy around it, which is like exactly what the book wants, I guess. The reason I liked it is because it's about writing, it's about publishing, it's very meta. The author, R.F. Kuang, is critiqued for having put herself too much into the book, which is a part that I loved. I thought this was very vulnerable, very honest, very... Oh, this book is like a wound with like the scab on it. You keep on pulling the scab or scratching the scab. This book felt like that. Like R.F. Kuang was like scratching off the scab of the publishing wound or something. It's about two young women who both want to become writers. They meet each other in school. One of them is Asian. She's called Athena. She's Asian and she becomes very successful. The other one is not so successful. She's called June and she's she's a white woman, like, you know, this. And she's not so successful as Athena, but still they're friends. And then one night, Athena, the successful author, has something to celebrate, a new Netflix series, and they celebrate together. They go to Athena's apartment. Athena chokes in a piece of pancake because they're having a pancake eating contest for some weird reason. And June sees Athena dying and then thinks it's a good idea to, before she leaves, well, she calls 911 and she tries to save her and everything, but doesn't, you know, it doesn't work. Athena dies. And then she thinks it's a good idea to grab the just finished manuscript that was lying on Athena's desk and to publish it as her own. The story is about a period in Chinese history. So June takes the manuscript home, rewrites it, finishes it, and then publishes it as her own, and also changes her name to sound more Asian. You can imagine how fucked up this is, and also this is something that can only go downhill, right? How could this ever work out? So, and that's exactly what's happening. So in the beginning, June is very successful with this manuscript, and then things start happening, and it's like this train wreck you see happening. So I absolutely adored it. I highly recommend this book. I'm starting now in this one, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I'm gonna give it a try and let's see what it says for me. I also decided not to give stars to the books that I read anymore. I recently read an article about our need, our urge to rate things as human beings. We rate restaurants, we rate shops, we rate books, we rate people, we even rate countries like or cities like, ooh, London 4 stars or whatever. And that's a bit of a thing that I don't feel so good about. I realized I've never felt good about rating other people's books. Being a writer myself, I know the work it takes to write a book, and I'm hesitant to critique that. I also think it's obviously very subjective, and I think it says more to, in a few sentences, give your opinion about a book, what you liked about it, what you maybe didn't like about it. I will read those sentences. That gives me more information than just a 3-star review without any comments. Also for my own books, a 5-star review, I'm always happy with a 5-star review. I mean, totally honest, totally transparent. Obviously, I love getting 5-star or 4-star reviews, or even 3-star reviews. But it differs so much. For some people, 3 stars is a lot. For other people, 3 stars is like, that's a bad book. I'm not gonna give stars myself anymore. I decided to go to my Goodreads account and to erase all the stars that I gave this year. The previous years, I'm okay with them being there, but from 2023 on, I'm not giving stars anymore. So I would be very interested to hear your thoughts about that. Right, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after. I told you I had this problem with my keyboard, and I know I asked for your input, but I might have found a solution myself. I was talking to my husband about it yesterday, and he suggested I should buy an extra keyboard. Not a big fan of that idea because I like writing on my laptop, and I already have this setup with my laptop and then this huge extra screen, and I don't want to have another keyboard in front of that. Well, it's a possibility, but I wasn't mega excited about it. And then the idea came to me. Well, it didn't come to me. I mean, I had this idea for a long time. Why don't I give dictation another go? I already tried this in the past and failed miserably because I write in Dutch. I am writing an English novella too, but my main language to write in is Dutch. And yeah, I've noticed that when you speak in English, the voice recording apps, they understand very well what you are saying, unless you have a very bad accent. I do have a bad accent, but not that bad that the apps don't understand me. But if you speak in Dutch, they are not that advanced yet, so I had this problem before. So anyway, I went back to the idea, also thanks to Chris Fox, an author who wrote a book that I will link into the description, Write 5,000 Words an Hour. Never ever will I do that, but I was looking at ways to increase my writing speed because I am slow. I am slow. I am so slow. I mean, I'm even slower now. I was already very slow typing with my limited amount of fingers. I have the same amount as everybody else, but I'm not very capable with those fingers. And now with the other keyboard, I mean, I'm very slow. And that's a bad thing, because for me it's important to write a first draft quite fast, because otherwise I get lost. I lose the thread of the story. So it's better to write a very bad first draft, but that's coherent, that this one story, and then work on it, than to take a year, which I have been doing, writing this first draft. So anyway, to make a long story short, I went back to the dictation thing, tried it in Scrivener, in my writing software. It worked better than before, but not very well. Did some research on YouTube, discovered that I should use a microphone. I still had this microphone, so I plugged it in first time that I used it. And already I have way less errors in the dictation. So I wrote, I think in about an hour, I wrote 1,600 and plus words, which is a lot for me. I'm not really good at the dictation stuff yet, because I'm editing while I go, and it was hard for me to get into a flow, but I can feel the potential. So I'm going to give dictation a try. I will do it every day, try it out, and you'll see how it goes. I will let you know. Now I'm working on editing Out of Control, the free novella. So I'm working on that. I edited 780 words already. Just started. So I'm excited about that. I think I'm gonna film one more episode tomorrow, and then I'm gonna wrap this vlog up. New day, new t-shirt. So yesterday I finished editing my draft of Out of Control, of the novella, by 2,244 words. Editing, that is, that's great. I also posted on Instagram about this book that I told you about. You can find me on Instagram, by the way, and on Facebook and on TikTok. Find all the handles in the description. And then today I continued my dictation journey. I did another 1,000 words in dictation, still struggling a bit. I tried with a new microphone, but still in Dutch I find that there are a lot of mistakes being made, but figuring it out, so I'm positive. So 1,000 words in Project Silence, that is, in the big one. And I also edited another chapter in Out of Control. The chapter was 1,360 words. So in total I'm now at 3,604 words for that book. And I guess that's it for this week, for this week's vlog. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please support me. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you like content like this, writing content, reading content. Me personally, I find that on YouTube I haven't found my people yet. So most of the booktubers, I love booktube by the way, but most of you guys are really young, and I am yearning to find more of my own crowd on this platform. So if you can relate, subscribe, and then we'll see much more of each other. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Ciao!